Blood. So much blood. It pooled around Max's golden fur, turning his coat a sickening shade of crimson. I stood frozen in the doorway of our living room, my throat closing up as I tried to process the scene before me. Max, my father's beloved retriever, lay motionless on the expensive Persian rug Derek was so proud of. My name is Marley, and this was the moment my family decided I was a monster. What did you do? Lily's shriek pierced the silence. She appeared behind me, her perfectly manicured hands flying to her mouth in theatrical horror. Oh my God, what did you do to Max? I just got home, I managed to whisper, my hands trembling as I reached for the light switch. The harsh overhead lights made everything worse, illuminating the grotesque tableau in vivid detail. I found him like this. Mom, Derek! Lily's voice carried through the house like a fire alarm. Come quick, Marley killed Max. I didn't... The words died in my throat as footsteps thundered down the stairs. My mother and Derek burst into the room, their faces morphing from concern to horror to rage in rapid succession. Derek pushed past me, dropping to his knees beside Max. His shoulders shook as he gathered the lifeless dog in his arms, not caring about the blood staining his crisp white shirt. You vindictive little... I would never hurt Max, I protested, backing away. You know how much I loved him. He was Dad's. Don't you dare mention your father, my mother cut in, her voice ice cold. First you resent Derek and Lily, and now this? What is wrong with you? Lily sidled up to our mother, tears streaming down her face. I saw her earlier, Mom. She was so angry because Max chewed up one of her shoes. She said she'd make him pay. The lie hit me like a physical blow. That's not true. I wasn't even home until now. I was at work. You can call... I found this in her room. Lily produced a bloody pair of scissors from behind her back. My scissors. The ones I used for cutting hair samples during my cosmetology practice. She must have used these. The room spun. Those were in my drawer. How did you... Get out! Derek's voice was deadly quiet as he cradled Max's body. Get out of my house. Derek, please, I pleaded, looking to my mother for support. She turned away, wrapping an arm around Lily's shoulders. Mom? You heard him, she said, not meeting my eyes. Pack your things and leave. I can't even look at you right now. You're choosing to believe her? My voice cracked. After everything, she's lying. The evidence is right there, Lily sniffled, gesturing at the scissors. Just like always, you can't take responsibility for anything. I stood there, surrounded by my family, yet completely alone. The truth hit me then. They'd never believed in me, never trusted me. Lily had orchestrated this perfectly, knowing they would take her side without question, just like they always had. Fine, I whispered, straightening my spine. I'll go. But remember this moment. Remember how easily you condemned me without proof, without even letting me defend myself. Your actions are proof enough, Derek spat. You have an hour to pack. After that, I'm calling the police. I turned and walked upstairs to my room, my movements mechanical. As I threw clothes into a duffel bag, I heard Lily's theatrical sobs floating up from below, punctuated by my mother's soothing murmurs. The perfect daughter comforted while the problematic one was cast out. My phone buzzed, a text from Grandma Rose. Come to me, sweetheart. I've got your room ready. Of course she knew. She always knew when I needed her. I shouldered my bag and took one last look at my childhood room. The walls still held photos of happier times. Before Dad died, before Mom married Derek, before Lily became the golden child who could do no wrong. This isn't over, I promised the empty room. One day you'll all know the truth. And when that day comes, I'll make sure you feel every bit of pain you've caused me. I walked out of that house with nothing but a bag of clothes and a heart full of fury. They thought they were punishing me, but really they were setting me free. Free to plan, free to grow stronger, and free to plot my revenge. Grandma Rose's house smelled like cinnamon and safety. I sat at her kitchen table, watching steam rise from my coffee cup while she puttered around, humming softly. The morning light caught the silver in her hair, reminding me of better days when Dad was alive and everything made sense. Your mother called again, Grandma Rose said, setting a plate of toast in front of me. I told her you're where you need to be. My fingers tightened around the mug. Did she even ask if I was okay? Oh, she asked plenty of questions. None of them were about your well-being. She settled into the chair across from me, her eyes sharp despite her gentle tone. Lily's been posting about the incident online, making quite a spectacle of herself. Of course she was. I pulled out my phone, ignoring the dozens of missed calls from Mom, and found Lily's latest Instagram post. There she was, posed artfully beside Max's fresh grave, complete with a flower crown and carefully smudged mascara. The caption read, "Sometimes the people closest to us are the ones who hurt us the most. Family trauma, she healing, shio justice." 2,000 likes, I muttered, tossing the phone aside. They're all falling for it. People see what they want to see, sweetheart. Grandma Rose reached across the table, her weathered hand covering mine. But the truth has a way of surfacing, like cream rising to the top. A car door slammed outside, and my stomach clenched. Through the window, I spotted Uncle Mike's SUV in the driveway. What's he doing here? Probably your mother's reconnaissance mission. Grandma Rose stood, straightening her cardigan. Let me handle this. But Uncle Mike didn't wait for an invitation. He burst through the kitchen door, Emma trailing behind him with her phone already recording. There's the animal abuser, Emma announced, pointing her camera at me. Any comments about what you did to Max? I knocked my chair over, standing up. Get that out of my face. Or what? Emma sneered. You'll hurt me too? That's enough. Grandma Rose's voice cracked like a whip. Emma, put that phone away before I show you exactly where your father learned his manners. Uncle Mike stepped between us. Rose, you're harboring someone who was convicted of what exactly? Grandma Rose cut in. Last I checked, we still believe in innocent until proven guilty in this family. Or has that changed along with everything else? The evidence is circumstantial at best, I found my voice, anger burning away the hurt. But none of you bothered to ask for my side. You just believed what the golden child told you, like always. Emma scoffed. Oh, here we go with the jealousy again. It's not Lily's fault you can't measure up. Measure up to what? I laughed, the sound harsh even to my own ears. To someone who's never worked a day in her life? Who gets everything handed to her on a silver platter? At least she's grateful for what she has, Uncle Mike shot back. Unlike some people. Grateful? The word tasted like poison. I worked 2 jobs to help pay for her dance lessons. I gave up my college fund so she could go to private school. I stopped, seeing the gleam in Emma's eye as she recorded everything. You know what? Keep the video. Post it wherever you want. I'm done trying to prove myself to any of you. Linda was right, Uncle Mike shook his head. You've become bitter and dangerous. Come on, Emma. We're leaving. As they stormed out, I caught a glimpse of my reflection in the window. I barely recognized myself. This hollow-eyed, angry version of me who'd lost everything in one night. Grandma Rose's hand settled on my shoulder. You know what your father used to say about storms? I nodded, throat tight. The strongest trees are the ones that bend with the wind instead of breaking. Well, I think it's time you stopped bending, sweetheart. She turned me to face her, her eyes fierce. Start growing roots instead. Deep ones. The kind that can't be torn up by any storm. My phone buzzed. A text from Sam. Saw Emma's live stream. Coming over with pizza and a plan. You're not alone in this. Looking at Grandma Rose's determined face and Sam's message, something shifted inside me. They'd taken my home, my reputation, even my father's dog. But they couldn't take my future unless I let them. You're right, I said, straightening my spine. No more bending. It's time to grow into something they never expected me to become. Grandma Rose smiled, and for a moment, I saw the steel beneath her softness. That's my girl. Now, let's see what Sam's planning, shall we? Sam's laptop screen glowed in Grandma Rose's dimly lit study, illuminating our faces as we scrolled through Derek's company records. My hands trembled as I recognized the pattern in the numbers. There's no way this is legal, Sam whispered, pointing to a series of transactions. Look at these transfers to offshore accounts, all authorized by Derek, but the beneficiary is Lily. The name tasted like acid on my tongue. She's been siphoning money from the company since she turned 18. The door creaked, and I slammed the laptop shut. Grandma Rose entered with a manila envelope. "I think you'll want to see this, sweetheart. Your father's old secretary dropped it off." Inside were dozens of photos. Lily at expensive restaurants, shopping sprees, lavish parties, all dated when she was supposed to be volunteering at the homeless shelter or studying abroad. The same periods when large sums vanished from Derek's accounts. "The perfect daughter," I muttered, spreading the photos across the desk. "Everyone's little angel." My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. A video attachment. I pressed play, and Lily's face filled the screen, makeup streaked with tears. "I know you're digging," her voice wavered. "Stop. You don't understand what you're doing. If this gets out, it won't just hurt Derek. Mom's involved too. Is that what you want?" Sam leaned in. "She's scared." "Good." I replayed the video, catching details I missed before. The designer wallpaper behind her, the fresh manicure as she wiped her tears, still living in luxury while I served coffee to pay rent. "There's more," Grandma Rose said quietly, pulling another document from the envelope. "Your father's life insurance policy, the one Linda claimed went to your college fund." My throat tightened as I read. The money had been diverted to a trust fund, in Lily's name. "They stole from you twice," Sam's voice hardened. "First your father's dog, now his legacy." The room spun. I gripped the desk edge, memories flooding back, working double shifts while Lily shopped, babysitting to pay for her dance lessons, giving up my dreams so she could chase hers. My phone buzzed again. Emma had posted new photos, Lily at a charity gala playing the grieving sister. The caption read, "Family is everything. So grateful for those who stand by us in dark times. Blessed Justice." "She's using Max's death for social media clout," the words came out strangled. "While I'm barely surviving, she's turning my pain into her redemption story." Grandma Rose touched my shoulder. "What are you going to do?" Before I could answer, another text arrived. From Jess at the salon where I trained. "Your sister was just here. Asked lots of questions about you, took pictures of the schedule. Something feels off." "She's planning something," Sam said, but I was already grabbing my coat. "No," I replied, a cold clarity settling over me. "She's given me exactly what I need. Those company records? They're my way back in." "Marley," Grandma Rose's voice carried a warning. "Revenge might feel right, but..." "This isn't about revenge anymore." I turned to face them both. "This is about justice. For Max, for Dad, for everything they've taken. Lily wants to play the victim? Fine. Let's see how she handles being exposed as the predator she really is." Sam stood. "Whatever you're planning, I'm in." "Me too," Grandma Rose added, surprising us both. "Your father would want you to fight back. Not with their methods, but with the truth." I looked at the evidence spread before us. The photos, the financial records, Lily's tearful manipulation caught on video. She thought she was threatening me, but she'd actually handed me the weapons for her own destruction. "First," I said, picking up my phone, "we need to make copies, lots of copies. Then I'm going to show Derek and Mom exactly who they've been protecting all these years." "And if they don't believe you?" Sam asked. I thought of Max, of my father's stolen legacy, of years spent bending until I almost broke. "Then I'll make sure everyone else does. Lily wants social media attention? I'll give her more than she can handle." The laptop hummed back to life, screens of damning evidence glowing like beacons in the dark room. For the first time since finding Max, I felt something other than pain or rage. I felt powerful. "Time to shatter some illusions," I whispered, and began to type. The email from Derek's company sat unopened in my inbox, its subject line mocking me, "Position available, executive assistant." My finger hovered over the delete button when Jess walked into the break room at the salon where I trained. "You're not actually considering it, are you?" She leaned against the counter, watching me stare at my phone. "It's double what I make here." The words tasted like surrender. And access to everything, company records, private files, Derek's schedule. "And your soul. Don't forget that part." Jess pulled up a chair. Though I have to admit, the timing's interesting. Right after you start digging into their finances, my phone buzzed. A text from Lily. Heard about the job offer. Daddy's giving you a chance to prove yourself. Don't mess it up this time. The break room suddenly felt too small. I grabbed my apron, heading for the salon floor. I need to work. But my next client was Emma, perched in my chair like she owned it. Aunt Linda asked me to check on you, she said, examining her nails. Make sure you're not still harboring unfortunate feelings. I met her eyes in the mirror as I draped the cutting cape around her shoulders, perhaps a bit too tightly. How thoughtful. We're worried about you, cousin. All that anger, all those accusations. It's not healthy. She pulled out her phone, scrolling through photos. Look how well Lily's doing with her charity work. Maybe if you focused on giving back instead of taking revenge. The scissors felt heavy in my hand. What exactly do you want, Emma? Take the job. She locked her phone, her smile sharp. Show everyone you can be part of the family again, unless you have something to hide? The salon door chimed. Sam walked in, carrying coffee and wearing an expression that meant news. Bad news. 5 minutes, I told Emma, practically running to meet Sam. He pulled me into the empty storage room. They know you're investigating. Derek's lawyer just filed for a restraining order against you. What? Claims you're harassing Lily, threatening the family. They're trying to block you from accessing any company information. My hands shook as I pulled up the job offer email. That's why they want me inside. They're trying to control me. Or trap you. Sam's voice dropped. Think about it. If you take the job and keep digging, they'll have legal grounds to destroy you. The storage room door opened. Grandma Rose stood there, holding a manila envelope. Then perhaps it's time to show them what we found. She spread photos across the counter. Lily at high-stakes poker games, handing envelopes to shady-looking men, entering buildings that definitely weren't charity headquarters. Your father's old private investigator owed me a favor, Grandma Rose said quietly. He's been following Lily for months. My throat tightened. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Because you needed to choose your path yourself. She gathered the photos. Now you have to decide. Take their offer and play their game, or build something of your own. I walked back to Emma, still waiting in my chair. Her smirk told me she thought she'd won. Sorry for the wait. I picked up my scissors. About that job offer. Yes? Tell Derek I'm flattered. The scissors snipped air near her ear, making her flinch. But I've decided to invest in myself instead. Emma's face darkened. You're making a mistake. No, I said, meeting her eyes in the mirror again. I'm making a choice. For the first time in my life, I'm choosing my own path. Later that night, I sat with Grandma Rose and Sam, planning my next move. The photos of Lily's secret life spread before us like a roadmap to revenge. They'll try to stop you, Sam warned. Let them try. I pulled out my savings passbook, years of tips and extra shifts adding up to almost enough for a salon down payment. I'm done being the family disappointment. Time to become their worst nightmare instead. Grandma Rose smiled, sliding a check across the table. Your father's real inheritance. I've been saving it for the right moment. The amount made my hands tremble. Enough to open my own salon, to build something they couldn't control or destroy. My phone lit up with another message from Lily. Last chance, sis. Don't say we didn't try to help. I deleted it without responding. They thought offering me a job would keep me quiet, keep me under their thumb. Instead, they'd given me the final push I needed to break free. Time to show them what the family disappointment can do, I whispered, and began to plan. The Glow Haven sign flickered to life above my new salon, casting a soft pink glow across the empty street. 3 months of renovation, endless permit battles, and one particularly vindictive building inspector later, I was finally ready to open. It's perfect, Jess whispered, standing beside me. Though I still can't believe you chose this location. 2 blocks from Derek's flagship real estate office, close enough to be a daily reminder of my presence, far enough to avoid legal trouble. My phone buzzed with a notification. Lily had posted another charity gala photo, wearing a designer dress that cost more than my first month's rent. The caption read, "Success is the best revenge. Blessed, Schechter family first." Speaking of the devil's favorite child, Jess nodded toward the street. A sleek black car pulled up, and Linda stepped out, her expression carefully neutral. "Keep unpacking," I told Jess. "I'll handle this." The bell chimed as my mother entered, her heels clicking against the new hardwood floors. She surveyed the space with the same look she used to give my childhood art projects, searching for flaws. "Interesting choice of location," she said finally. "Derek's not happy." Derek's happiness stopped being my concern when he threw me out. She ran a finger along the reception desk. "We're willing to forget that unfortunate incident with Max. Come home. We can help you find a more suitable location for your salon." "You mean somewhere I won't embarrass the family?" "I mean somewhere you won't destroy yourself trying to prove a point." She pulled out an envelope. "Derek's offering to buy out your lease. Triple what you paid." The envelope felt heavy with more than just money. It represented everything they thought of me, that I could be bought, controlled, silenced. "Tell him to keep his money." I handed it back. "I'm doing fine on my own." "Are you?" She gestured around the empty salon. "Because according to Emma, you've been asking questions about Derek's business, digging into things that don't concern you. Like Lily's gambling debts, or the money she's been stealing?" Linda's face paled slightly before she recovered. "Be careful, Marley. Some accusations can't be taken back." The bell chimed again. Sam walked in carrying a box of supplies, but froze when he saw Linda. "Perfect timing," I said, perhaps too loudly. "Sam's helping me set up my security system, cameras everywhere, backing up to multiple cloud servers. You know, in case anything unfortunate happens." Linda's lips thinned. "You really want to do this? Make yourself our enemy?" "No, Mom, I want to make myself successful. You're the ones treating it like a war." She turned to leave, then paused. "Lily's engagement party is next weekend. She'd like you to do her hair. Consider it a peace offering." The invitation hit like a slap. Lily, getting everything again. The perfect party, the perfect fiancé, the perfect life built on lies and stolen money. "I'll check my schedule," I said, my voice steady despite my racing heart. "Though I'm pretty booked. Success, you know." After she left, Sam set down the box. "You okay?" I stared at my reflection in the salon's front window, seeing the ghost of who I used to be, the good daughter, always bending, always giving in. But behind that reflection, I saw something else. My name in glowing letters, my space, my rules. "They think this is about spite," I said quietly. "Opening here, competing with their perfect image. But it's not. It's about showing them who I really am, who I've always been when they weren't looking." My phone buzzed again, a text from an unknown number with a photo attached. Lily, at a casino, handing something to a man in a suit. The message read, "Thought you might want to know what your sister's really doing with Daddy's money. A friend." "Marley?" Sam's voice was concerned. "What is it?" I showed him the photo. "It's ammunition. The question is, do I use it now, or wait until her perfect engagement party?" The salon lights caught the Glow Haven sign just right, making it shine like a beacon, a warning, a promise. "Let them think this is just about a salon," I whispered. "Let them think they know what's coming." I saved the photo, already planning my next move. Sometimes revenge doesn't roar, it whispers, building slowly until the perfect moment to strike. The bell above Glow Haven's door chimed like a warning. I looked up from my appointment book to find Lily standing there, her designer heels clicking against the floor as she approached the reception desk. Behind her, Emma recorded everything on her phone. "Surprise, sis." Lily's smile was razor sharp. "I need my hair done for the engagement party. Mother said you'd be happy to help." The salon went quiet. My regular clients knew our history. They'd seen the social media drama, heard the whispers. Jess stepped forward, but I held up my hand. "Of course," I said, matching Lily's smile. "Right this way." As I draped the cutting cape around her shoulders, Lily's eyes met mine in the mirror. "I saw your little investigation photos, the ones you've been collecting. Very creative editing." My scissors paused mid-snip. I don't edit truth, Lily. No? She pulled out her phone, showing me a series of doctored images, the casino photos I'd received, but altered to show me instead of her. Neither do I. The scissors trembled in my hand. What do you want? Close the salon, leave town, or these go public, along with evidence linking you to some very interesting financial transactions. You're bluffing. Try me. She nodded to Emma, who started live streaming. Oh, and you might want to check your reviews. Seems several customers had terrible experiences here. Chemical burns, ruined hair. Such a shame. My phone buzzed with notifications. Dozens of one-star reviews flooding in, each more damaging than the last. Through the window, I spotted Derek's car pulling up. Time's running out, sis. Lily stood, letting the cape fall. You have until the engagement party to make your choice. Though really, what choice do you have? Derek entered as Lily left, his expression cold. I warned Linda you'd never change. Now look what you've done, threatening your sister, spreading lies about my company. I haven't... Save it. He dropped a thick envelope on my station. Cease and desist order. Try to attend the engagement party, and I'll have you arrested. After they left, I stood in the empty salon, surrounded by the dream I'd built. My phone kept buzzing. More reviews, more accusations, more lies spreading across social media. Sam burst in, face flushed. Marley, they're saying you've been laundering money through the salon. The police are... Blue lights flashed outside. 2 officers entered, their expressions grim. Miss Walker, we need you to come with us. There are some questions about your business practices. Everything blurred. The handcuffs felt ice cold. Through the window, I saw Lily and Emma watching, phones raised, documenting my humiliation. Hours later, released on bail, I sat in Grandma Rose's kitchen. The evidence against me was mounting. Forged documents, witness statements, a perfect frame job orchestrated by the sister who'd stolen everything else. They won't stop, I whispered, staring at my reflection in the dark window. They'll take this too, just like they took everything else. Sam paced behind me. We have the real evidence. We can fight back. With what? They've destroyed my reputation, frozen my accounts. The salon's finished. My voice cracked. I tried to beat them at their own game, and they're better at it. They always have been. Grandma Rose set a cup of tea in front of me. Your father never believed in giving up. Dad's dead, and they made sure I lost everything he left me. My phone lit up with a text from an unknown number. Thought you could expose us? Watch what happens next. The karma. Attached was a video. Security footage from the night Max died. My hand shook as I pressed play. Don't... Sam reached for the phone, but it was too late. The footage showed someone in my jacket, my hair, entering the house that night. The figure moved with purpose, approached Max. The screen went black. Another text appeared. The full video plays at my engagement party. Be there or it goes public. Your choice, sis. I let the phone clatter to the table. They had me cornered. Attend and face arrest, or stay away and let them destroy what remained of my life. Maybe, I whispered, some people really do win by being monsters. Through the window's reflection, I watched my dream of justice, of revenge, of proving my worth, shatter like glass. In its place, a darker truth emerged. Sometimes the only way to fight monsters is to become one yourself. The question was, how far was I willing to go? The engagement party glittered like a funeral dressed in diamonds. I adjusted my black dress, watching security scan the invitation Grandma Rose had somehow procured. Behind me, Sam and Jess waited in the car, our plan set in motion. Lily stood at the center of it all, resplendent in white, her smile faltering when she saw me. You actually came. Wouldn't miss it. I handed her a small box. Wedding gift. Early, I know, but I wanted you to have it tonight. The ballroom buzzed with whispers. Derek appeared, face darkening. You were warned? About the restraining order? I smiled. Check the date. It doesn't take effect until midnight. Linda materialized, gripping my arm. Whatever you're planning, Mom. Lily's voice shook as she opened the box. Inside lay a USB drive and a single photo, her at the casino, caught in the act of her latest transaction. Don't. Play it, I said softly. Show everyone your highlight reel. Emma pushed through the crowd, phone ready. Security! Go ahead, I nodded to her camera. Stream it. Show your followers what's really happening. Isn't that what you do best? Lily's fiancé frowned. What's going on? Nothing, Derek snapped, reaching for the USB. This is just your company's financial records? I raised my voice slightly. The offshore accounts? Or maybe it's the security footage from the night Max died, the unedited version. The room went silent. Lily's hands trembled as she clutched the box. You're bluffing. Am I? I turned to address the crowd. Did you know your perfect golden girl has been embezzling millions? That she's been gambling it away at underground casinos? That she... Enough! Linda stepped between us. You've always been jealous. Play the drive, I cut her off. Prove me wrong. Lily's fiancé grabbed the USB, moving toward the laptop connected to the ballroom's projector. Lily lunged for him, but it was too late. The screen flickered to life. Financial records scrolled past, followed by casino footage. Then came the security video from the night Max died, but it wasn't me in the jacket. The footage showed Lily, wearing my clothes, deliberately staging the scene. The truth, finally exposed in high definition. Turn it off, Derek commanded, but the damage was done. Phones were out, recording everything. Emma's livestream counter ticked up by thousands. You set me up, Lily whispered, her perfect mask cracking. You knew I'd try to frame you again tonight. I learned from the best. I moved closer. But unlike you, I didn't have to fake the evidence. You did that all on your own. Her hand cracked across my face. The slap echoed through the stunned silence. You've ruined everything, she hissed. No, Lily, you did that yourself. Every lie, every manipulation, every stolen dollar. I just held up the mirror. Derek's phone rang. Probably his lawyers, warning him about the financial records now spreading across social media. Linda stood frozen, watching her carefully constructed family facade crumble. Arrest her, Derek demanded, pointing at me. She stole company documents. Actually, Sam's voice rang out as he entered. Those came from an anonymous whistleblower. The SEC has had them for hours. They're very interested in your creative accounting, Derek. Sirens wailed in the distance. Lily's fiancé backed away, removing his ring. Emma's phone slipped from her fingers as federal agents entered the ballroom. This isn't justice, Linda spat. This is cruelty. No, Mom. This is karma. I turned to leave, then paused. Oh, and Lily, the salon's doing great. Turns out success really is the best revenge. As the agents moved in, reading rights and asking questions, I walked away. Through the glass doors, I caught my reflection. Not the family disappointment anymore, not the victim, not even the avenger. Just me, finally free. Grandma Rose waited in the lobby, a knowing smile on her face. Your father would be proud. Of revenge? Of justice. She took my arm. Now, about that expansion plan for Glowhaven. Behind us, the ballroom erupted in chaos. But I didn't look back. Some reflections are better left shattered. The morning headlines screamed across every screen in Glowhaven's new flagship location. Real estate empire crumbles. Derek Walker faces federal charges. Below that, socialite Lily Walker enters plea deal. I adjusted a display of high-end styling products, catching fragments of my reflection in the salon's mirrors. Each one showed a different angle, like pieces of a story finally coming together. The bell chimed. Linda stood in the doorway, older somehow, clutching her designer bag like armor. We're not open yet, I said, but didn't ask her to leave. I saw Lily yesterday. She moved closer, her heels clicking against the marble floors I'd chosen specifically because they reminded me of Derek's office. Before they took her. And? She asked about you, about Max. Linda's voice cracked. She finally told me the truth, about everything. I continued arranging products, letting the silence stretch. Through the window, I could see the coming soon sign on the building across the street. My second location, paid for with honest work instead of stolen money. I should have known, Linda whispered. Should have seen what she was becoming, what we made her become. You saw exactly who she was, I turned to face her. You just preferred that version to who I really am. And who are you, Marley? The question hung between us like shattered glass. Before I could answer, Grandma Rose emerged from the back office, carrying a familiar wooden box. I think it's time, she said, placing it on the counter. Inside lay Dad's old photos, family moments before everything fractured. And beneath them, documents I'd never seen before. Your father knew, Grandma Rose explained, watching Linda's face pale. About Derek's first company, the one that mysteriously failed. About the investors who lost everything. He was building a case. Until the accident, Linda whispered. Was it? I asked, but I already knew the answer. Had known it since finding those casino photos, following the money trail back years before Lily's birth. Linda's hands trembled. I never meant. To choose money over justice? To teach Lily that anything can be buried with enough lies? I slid the box toward her. Keep it. I don't need reminders anymore. What will you do now? She asked. After everything. I'm going to run my business, live my life, and if you or Lily or Derek ever come near me again. You'll what? A challenge flickered in her eyes. One last attempt at the old dynamic. Nothing, I smiled, genuine for the first time in years. I won't have to do anything. The truth does enough damage on its own. After she left, Grandma Rose touched my shoulder. You knew about the documents all along, didn't you? That's why you waited. Let Lily expose herself instead of using them. I learned from the best. I met her knowing smile in the mirror. How long were you planning this? Since the day your father died. He asked me to protect you, but not the way Linda and Derek protected Lily. He wanted you to learn to protect yourself. The morning sun streamed through the windows, catching the salon's name in gold letters. Below it, smaller, but just as bright. Founded by Marley Walker. Not Lily's sister, not Linda's daughter, not Derek's stepdaughter, just me. Sam arrived with coffee and plans for the new location. Jess started preparing for our first clients. The day began, ordinary and extraordinary at once. You never told me, I said to Grandma Rose as she prepared to leave. That night with Max, did Lily act alone? She paused at the door. Some reflections are better left shattered, dear, especially when the pieces could cut more than just the people who deserve it. I watched her go, understanding finally settling like sunset after a storm. The truth about Max, about Dad, about all of it. It was never just about revenge. It was about breaking free from a house of mirrors where every reflection showed someone else's version of me. The bell chimed again. My first client of the day entered, smiling warmly. Love what you've done with the place. Thank you, I said, gesturing to my chair. Let's make something beautiful. In the mirror before me, 1,000 reflections caught the light, each one showing exactly who I chose to be,